laid out the cards a little differently, but just going to give you a rough idea of how I'm working it out. I'll do sort of a general overview of the spread here first, and then I've got clarifiers below, and then I'll just go through a rough idea summary of what I see here for the month of November to December, and then again, just a more specific, detailed overview at the end, just sort of fleshing everything out. So starting with the star for this month in November, again, this is November to December, so it's just general. So starting with the star, we've got the Five of Cups, we have the Four of Swords, and we've got the Page of Wands. We have the Nine of Cups, and I have these in specific positions, so I'll go through that as well, and then the King of Swords. So clarifiers, well, actually, before I get there, so again, main cards will be the Temperance, the Star card, those are the major arcana, and then we've got the Moon card, the Ten of Wands, the Chariot. The Six of Wands is a clarifier for the King of Swords. Sorry, and then we've also got for the Temperance clarifiers of the Judgment, as well as the Three of Swords. And then we've got further out, sort of in the wishes, dreams sort of area, Three of Cups, the Devil energy, Three of Pentacles, and then the final outcome cards, which will be Nine of Pentacles, sorry, Knight of Pentacles, Two of Cups, Knight of Cups, and then Two of Wands. So I'll just start out with the star card energy here, and I'm just going to bring this forward and reposition things a little bit. So where we're starting here again, sorry, my cats were laying all over the bed here, but it's just easier for me this way. So where we're starting out is this star card. So I'm just going to place this over here. Hopefully you can see that a little bit better. Okay, so this is really in the position of where things are currently. So as the star represents energy around, being seen, sudden enlightenment, that kind of thing, having inspiration, purpose, being on task. It's also about balance and harmony and healing. So this is also a card of reaching potentials, that kind of thing. Certain cards, as I say, when I see them in conjunction with others, seem to stand out more for me, which indicates a certain path. So for me, when I see the star here right now, I feel like you are trying to work through many different levels of your life right now. So again, with the healing energy of the star, I do feel like you are trying to work through areas of balance and again, harmony, and trying to find a spiritual purpose and all of that. Because again, further down here, we also have the Temperance card. And I'll get to all of those as well here in just a minute. But but overall, it's kind of a card. As they say, the star is about finding your inspiration, you know, triumph over difficulties, that kind of thing, and really wanting to be seen and project yourself in a renewed way. So again, it is still a card of healing, and again, it's just about persistence will pay off. But again, usually when I see a certain number of other cards out in conjunction with this, it will indicate that there is some sense of you being on the right track is still coming through with the card of the star. So you're still on track. You still are showing some level of confidence and belief in yourself here as well, because we do have some cards further out of triumph and victories, basically. But again, there are the clarifiers. But the main energies of this reading do stem around, again, the star. The Temperance is also coming through. So there is definitely healing, being protected, divine intervention. Sorry, my throat issue. I don't know what it is these days. And also the Moon card, sort of working through the unconscious fears and things that are at a deeper level here for you. And again, the positioning I'll go through as well, because it is different for how they're laid out. I put them into some connected cards here. So the Page of Wands has the Ten of Wands and the Chariot. But anyway, those are clarifiers. And again, the other main energies that were out is the Devil card. And of course, that one is kind of working through obstacles and kind of dealing with your own personal demons, however that resonates in a more general sense. And then, but again, those are the big energies. So most of it is about being patient and still healing through some level of heart. Actually, it's more, yeah, heartbreak, I suppose, is probably what I would say there, and depth, because we also have the Three of Swords here. So there's been some conflict, and you're really trying to find balance. That's mostly the energy of what I'm getting right now. So this is Again, primarily the energy for November to December. And this also goes for inner conflicts as well as outward conflicts. So I do feel like you're trying to work through um, trying to find new possibilities in your life, trying to find something because you really are looking for something here. You do have the card of wish fulfillment, but again, this is in a past position. So I do feel like with the past position, you're looking back on all the things that you have accomplished so far, and trying to trying to make some kind of how do I say, conclusive or find some kind of strength in those previous situations. How is it that you were able to overcome and get to this point? But it's kind of a reflective period here from November to December where you're really looking at your life as a whole and trying to figure out how it is that you're able to get to the point that you have, right? So this is where you're trying to again open yourself up to new possibilities and grow. But it's definitely very positive cards here. I mean, anything that I do see here that does seem to be a little heavier energy seems to be very inward and more internal energies versus anything external coming in that would impact you. Even on a more general level, again, even with the 10 of Wands, still with the Page of Wands, but again, that's a different position. But for sure, with the 10 of Wands and the Chariot, I just feel like you've had some real hurdles in trying to find get to your goals or get to your ambitions, get to your dreams, choosing a direction. I don't feel like because there's not a lot of there's new energy here, but it's still energy of processing is what I would say because the 5 of cups here is an indicator to me that you're really working through some emotions and this is still kind of early on in November. And then again even with the 4 of swords, this is high anxiety, sort of worn out kind of energy and trying to find a way through, find a way past everything, wanting a more peaceful, balanced, quieter space. But this is the energy, like I say, it's really about trying to heal and find some balance and kind of renew yourself in some way. I feel with the star card, of course, that is an optimistic card. So there is renewal and healing that's taking place. And I do feel you just need to persist through that. But just to be patient with yourself again with that temperance card. Um, because a lot of those energies are there's a residual. Again, you're all different Libras. It's a general reading. You're all going to be working through things at a different stage. So it doesn't mean that, if you're not making the decision here in the next 2 weeks, then the other Libra might be making it a little bit further out. But there's going to be some kind of a running trend here for November, December. And if it plays out a little further out, so be it. But overall, the energy is still one of healing. That's predominantly kind of shadowing over the rest of the couple of last for the next couple of months, November to December. In terms of career and finance and that kind of thing, I feel like you're open to new possibilities again to grow something because we do have that page energy here as well with the Page of Wands. I feel like there is still that possibility of there's quick inspiration and insights about how you want to go forward here in your career. And again, that's with the 10 of Wands. Everything's been a heavy burden. There's been a lot of busyness in your life. There's been a lot that you have taken responsibility for. And I do feel like it's impacted your direction. You haven't really been able to go forward. And I feel like you do have ambition to move in a particular direction. I feel like there is a decision here. I don't feel like you're indecisive about the direction. It just feels like you've been blocked in some way. And again, I feel it's because you've taken on too much responsibility for what you are able to do at this point. And so it's really, kind of impacted your dreams. So you haven't really been able to feel empowered to kind of make those things come true. But again, I'll go through the positions of the cards here as well. So again, with that moon energy as well, we have that sort of the main energy that's coming through this month or for November, December. It is sort of working through illusions and mysteries and, kind of getting in touch with the deeper parts of yourself, as I said. So this is really the position that it's actually in right now is how other people see you. So I do feel like, they feel like you're maybe pulled back and in a very deep introspective period. But anyway, so maybe we'll sort of start from there. But that's sort of the main energies here of what I see. The outcome cards are fantastic, of course, because again, this is further out energy because we did have, or we starting out with, again, Nine of Pentacles. This is really putting in the work. It's slow moving money, slow moving progress, but it's very stable progress. So it is somebody who is willing to be resourceful, really commit to their dream, their goals. It's not, in and out. This is really now you sort of, how I say that, kind of, you know, um, is it hunkering down, something like that, anyway. But it's feel like you're really just putting one foot in front of the other to make something happen, but you're not deviating from the goal now. And again, the Two of Cups doesn't have to be a relationship or a love energy. Could represent for some of you because it is a general reading, but Two of Cups is kind of making that decision to commit to the dream here, commit to the goal. And again, with the Knight of Cups, these are all sort of, they fell out together. So Knight of Cups is definitely passion project, doing something that you love, and the Two of Wands is ships coming in, but standing at the door of the ships coming in. So, things are still progressing, but they're progressing a lot faster, even though it is slow moving, committed energy. So it won't be opening up it right away. But again, you are definitely building your foundation in a very solid fashion. So, okay, so again, with that star card, as I said, I do feel like everything is you're on track. You're working through, your healing, you're renewing. It's patience that will pay off here over the long haul. But the other thing is too, with that star card energy, this is where it starts out. So I feel like you're overall hopeful now. Like I feel like a lot of this energy has been worked through in some regard because with that temperance, you've been in this place for a while, Libra. So I feel like a lot of this is, especially with the Ten of Wands energy coming out here, I feel like a lot of this has been processed and you're really almost through the big upheaval of it all. So you are starting to find some equilibrium. You're restoring that equilibrium here again with that temperance card. And it's clarified by the judgment and the Three of Swords. So I feel like and again, positioning will matter here, but you're really at a place where it's, wherever things were out of balance, you're finding the balance, you're getting divine messages coming through. It is a spiritual healing as much as it's a transformation on a, sorry, on an outward level. But it's definitely, as I said, a very moderate approach to how you're going forward here. So I might just go through sort of the positions here as well. I'm going to take you through some of the cards that stand out for me, referencing some of the, again, major arcana, that kind of thing. But Sagittarius sort of stands out here for me. Aquarius, Libra, and uh, uh, I'll sort of feel it out as I go here, but so far those ones are kind of the main ones for me. Again, the moon card is also, sort of that main card there as well. So, moon energy kind of falls in around Pisces, so water signs kind of prevalent here also, for sure, and Capricorn. Okay, so I just want to read through the first position there. So the first position is where you are now. And again, heart of the matter. And again, it's the star card. So that's the one that I've already pulled through. Going to give you a little bit of an idea of where things are at. So star card, of course, like I say, I feel like you want to be seen. I feel like you want to get through this healing. You want your wishes to be fulfilled. You want that balance. You want that inner peace. You want to be you want a spark. You want some, you've got a wish or a hope of some sort you want fulfilled here. And again, that renewal is taking place. Creativity will start to flow here in the next little bit, but most of it is really just trying to balance the energy before you go forward, is what I see here. Sorry, I'm just going to drink the coffee. Hold on 1 sec here. Okay, so next card out, the position is the blockage or the challenge. And of course, the blockage or that challenge is falling around your emotional center here with the Five of Cups. So, Five of Cups is still speaking to areas of your life where you're not really satisfied with how things have turned out. There is a sense of, being disappointed in, people, or a lot more pessimistic. Again, it's a smaller minor arcana, so it's not really one that I feel you should fear, because you're dissatisfied and disappointed here anyway. And I feel like there's moodiness that goes along with this period, November, December, probably feeling a little, like I say, moody in and out, happy, sad, that kind of thing, as well. When we've got the moon card here, there's a lot of kind of minor depression or minor sadness, something like that. But feeling like something is sort of beyond your reach, not able to attain something, that kind of thing, and sort of, feeling a little bit lackluster, I guess, is overall what the Five of Cups is. But I do feel like there's some moodiness and just being a little pessimistic. That's the position of your challenge or your blockage, the thing that you have to overcome. And as I said in previous reads, sometimes putting yourself back into a place where you felt a little more inspired or stronger, is really a time where you're able to feel. Whatever age it was, use that to harness the energy from it. You don't have to stay at the age of, 10 or 12 where you had the most, strength in your dreams or goals, but put yourself back into a happy place where you actually felt that you were on top of the world. Start doing some of those activities. Don't use it as a cathartic place where you just remain in that space, but build on it. Use the energy from it. So what if your hobby was, for example, painting, go back to painting, and then all of a sudden, kind of transition it from that energy and feeling more sparked and alive into whatever it is that you need to do, that is maybe the mundane sort of aspect to getting a dream done, doing the research or whatever it is. But sort of, harnessing the energy so that you can move it ahead, move yourself ahead. Because again, with that Five of Cups energy, it's someone that doesn't really want to move forward here. It's kind of holding yourself back. So, but again, it's emotionally holding yourself back, and that's where the changes need to take place for the month of November, November to December, because a five is a new cycle that wants to make some progress. You need to sort of fine tune things and make some adjustments in that area, as I said, but it's definitely a change that's needed, and it's at a level where things will pass, because a Five of Cups energy is sort of a fleeting minor arcana. So it's something that will pass. Five of Cups is still in around the energy of, sorry, uh, Five of Cups is still in around that energy of, uh, apologies maybe that might need to take place in a relationship, or at least trying to heal some kind of deeper sorrow. So whatever that is for you that's setting you back, it's also coming to terms with something, where something is gone, you just need to work through the grief and the disappointment, and then you kind of move on from it. I feel like a lot of you might be sort of hiding your feelings at this time, again with that Four of Swords, Moon, Five of Cups. It just sort of feels temperance. A lot of it's very internal energy that you're working through here. Um, but I also feel that anyway, nothing is really resolved quickly. This is just it's a setback that you're having to deal with, and it's better to work through the energy. Intermittent, don't stay in it, but intermittently kind of going back to it, heal a little aspect and then move forward, heal some more, heal, and then move forward. That way you still see progress, and there's still a seed of hope for you to keep moving past something. So whatever that emotional loss was, something is salvageable here, because there's just too many cards of moving past these old grievances and disappointments. But I feel like you're healing some of that pain and whatever emptiness comes with that Five of Cups energy. So it's picking up the pieces, moving forward. And then, of course, we are into the Four of Swords energy, and that is what your goal is. The Four of Swords in itself is still a card of kind of breaking away from something here, because these can speak to winter, but it's also kind of a breakthrough sort of energy here with with the Four of Swords. So, as I said, I mean, this is really about, it's an air energy, and it definitely is about kind of, being honest with yourself, breaking away from old belief systems and all of that. Um, it's having the strength through this difficult time, trying to level out your emotional extremes with the Four of Swords is what I would say there as well. getting rid of old ideas, old techniques, finding new solutions to resolve problems, that kind of thing. It's a really determined sort of action. Kind of, as I say, it's sort of, I feel like there's breakthroughs here again with that Four of Swords and, of course, the Judgment and the Temperance, but it is coming through with a divine sort of feel. So, this is you trying to get some mental clarity here. But again, the position of this is your goal is to get hold of the things that are holding you back here. So it is about, trying to find ways to break through the the I don't want to say mental destruction, but some of the areas of your, as I say, your thought patterns that really need to be challenged. So it's kind of awakening to your mental powers. It's about a sense of, getting getting things that you want through mind control in some way. So you're able to think more clearly, get rid of distractions. And I do feel there's been a lot of distractions because the Four of Swords is feeling exhausted, just really wanting some peace, balance, kind of pull back from whatever all of this Ten of Wands energy is. It hasn't really allowed for you to move forward on a lot of your hasn't allowed you to move forward in a lot of ways, because it's a restrictive sort of energy. But your goal is to find the balance. Your goal is to release the pressure, release the stress, release the anxiety. That's what your goal is for this next, for November to December sort of period. I feel like you're wanting to have something. Uh, you want to know that your efforts aren't wasted here. You know what I mean? And because I feel like with that 10 of wands, it feels like there's so much imbalance that, you feel like whatever energy you have put towards something, goal oriented, it just feels like it's never coming to pass, or you don't see through the trees here that there is something hopeful. Because again, that energy is destruction of illusions. You know what I mean? With the Four of Swords, I feel like you're coming to terms with the things that, uh, I guess, the things that were more of a mystery, you're now starting to break down into practical elements so that you can move it ahead. So, what seemed like it was an illusion and a fantasy and a dream world, you're now actually breaking it down, in this place. Like I said, trying to find balance and harmony. You're doing the work to break through some of the aspects of the moon here, which are the things that you couldn't see before. You've got a little bit of light now that's coming through to help you heal, and you are finding some of the smaller steps now with the Ten of Wands energy, that you've been in. You're now finding some of the steps in a practical way to make the dream a reality, because the moon energy is still, you're in fantasy world. There's a lot of illusions. There's still things that are, you're trying to stay focused on the dream or on the goal. But again, with the Four of Swords energy, this is you needing to, you're saying, I put in so much work, time, energy with the Ten of Wands, and nothing's really manifesting. Everything is still kind of, I'm drained. I need to know that my efforts are going to amount to something. And now, and how that's happening is because you've got practical steps that are taking place this month. So again, you're still working through some of the issues around the mental aspects and the letdown with that Five of Cups energy here. You're still working through some of that letdown, the emotional part of it. But I do see the practical steps kind of playing out probably further into December, because there's a lot of energy still on inner working, blocked emotions. I don't feel you're fully blocked here. I feel like you're almost at the end of that, where you're finally getting your momentum back. So, that temperance is also about finding solutions and compromise, and things are still taking time. But again, with that Three of Swords and that Five of Cups energy, whatever the heartbreak is and the upset emotionally, whatever, this is starting to fall away because that's dissipated energy. The Ten of Wands tells me, and the Chariot, again, these are clarifiers for the Page of Wands. It tells me that this is pretty much over. It's just the residual energy, probably November for some of you. It might play out still in December, but that energy is pretty much over. That cycle is, you're getting your momentum back here. You're coming to terms with something. If you can't change it, you're still going to go forward here. You're getting a lot more. You're really taking uh, a strong sense, strong stands in trying to regroup. you're really trying to find the weakened parts of yourself and make them strong again, but not through blockages by, deferring it and putting it into the back of the recesses of your mind. I feel like you're actually working through those areas, finding more acceptance, seeing things for what it is, seeing people for what they are. And, everybody's at different stages of the game, and whatever pain that they're going through, this is not your pain. This is, you're on your own journey, you're on your own. And so at some point you're having to release and let go for people to kind of do their own thing. But so long as it's not blocking you, that's kind of where you're at. You're at that stage where, you're just going to step away, release, let go, and focus only on the things that are going to harness you into action. But again, I also feel that with that mindset, and coming out of illusion and realizing everything and seeing it for what it is now, and it's also, self-determination. It's also self-acceptance is in that space with the moon energy here too. So now moving on to the next card here. This is the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is that energy of, this is in the position of the unknown influence. So again, I feel like this is a couple of things. For some of you, this is going to represent sort of sudden inspiration, again, to move something ahead because it is clarified by the Ten of Wands. So, again, it was inspiration that's been maybe held back here or labor intensive, too much energy going out, not enough, movement in the direction of your dreams. And again, that Page of Wands is still an energy of its newness. But I think what you don't see coming for some of you is that you actually have a lot more drive and ambition and determination, that you can harness. I think you might be feeling, exhausted, overwhelmed, overburdened, this kind of thing. But what I don't think you see here, because again, it's an unknown influence, is that there's still a lot to come forward here yet. I feel like you will have some good news also for some of you with the Page of Wands. Good news that's coming in. It could be in around a direction of your goal or dream. So for some of you, I think in the last reading, it was in around education that was coming forward. I feel like this could be something that's related around that with the Chariot card, but it is definitely sort of a more ambitious, motivated sort of feel. Again, still Page of Wands energy, so it's not strongly moving you forward just yet. But I mean, the Page of Wands is definitely, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, if that, but again, that's not the strongest energy that's coming through for me. But it just is a card as well. Don't abandon your goals. Success is still within your grasp here, especially when further out, at the Ten of Wands, you're still working through some of these energies here, but further out is the Ten of Wands and the Chariot, and that's the clarifier for the Page of Wands. The energy you're in right now, again, with that Page of Wands, is still one of, youthful kind of spark of genius or spark of inspiration. And again, some of you, you can expect a message that's in around a goal or a long movement in around your goals. Can be sort of a freelance kind of card here as well, but it definitely can speak to some employment message or news or project or something that's incoming. But it's definitely positive news, and it's definitely along, again, a new beginning. So it's something that's putting you into more of an enthusiastic sort of um, sense of motivation, whatever. But what I wanted to also say with that, for some of you, that Page of Wands energy, it can be dealing around what you don't expect is something around a youthful or younger energy or something that might be coming through that's helping you to move something forward. I think that's kind of an unexpected sort of unexpected energy. So again, it could be a youthful person that's coming through just to kind of pull things forward. We also have with that the Page of Wands, like I said, the Chariot is still an energy of kind of really harnessing, goal, power, energy, ambition, and it's a practical energy here with the some of the cards further out. But again, most of the energy that I'm seeing right here for those this resonates for is still in around things that are still in the thought area or is still in a situation where you're still having to make some movement because again, Knights and Pages, that's what it's all about there. Still youthful kind of energy, and it's sort of again, birth renewal, that kind of thing is coming through there with the temperance and the judgment further out here. So I'm going to skip on past that. Again, just briefly want to mention the Nine of Cups energy there. Again, I feel like a lot of you are still taking a look at some of some of the things that were, in terms of wish fulfillment. I mean, you've had more than one thing that you were able to sort of reflect on here. Some of you are with that Nine of Cups energy, kind of looking back on things that did bring you success. And that's helping you to move something forward. That's helping you to project yourself into the future and see some emotional satisfaction that'll come with that. Again, this is about, looking for synchronicities, looking for things that brought you pleasure from the past, that will help you to harness some of those good feelings so that you can, bring about your wishes and your dreams and manifest things. But again, there's discipline action here still with the chariot coming through. The position of the King of Swords, again, is the next card, and this position is your because the past influence was, again, reflecting on the things that sort of brought you the successes that you had. You're looking back in that place, but with the approaching influences, this is the king of swords, so it's you and your own energy. So again, this is approaching influences, so this is where you are clarified with the Six of Wands. I feel like this is you, because the kings are a mature energy. So this is hard won battles with that king as well. This is not, it's really been, nothing's been really handed to you. Everything's been hard learned lessons with the kings, but it's still an energy of, using your intellect, strong mind, very ambitious kind of energy, somebody who is strong, has strong communication, really wants to move forward here. And I feel like that's where you're at. I feel like you're willing to put in the long hours. You're willing to put in the energy that's required to get somewhere, because you're seizing control of situations, even in terms of a health situation, or you're just not seeing yourself as a victim. I feel like this is the energy going to be moving into here from November to December, because it's really cultivating a path forward, but it is also being very logical about, and precise about how you move forward. So, whatever was sort of keeping you down, I feel like you are conquering it by using, um, strong, strong. I don't want to say intellect and logic again here, but just strong observation. You're looking at the things around you. You're really being careful about and intentional about how you are about to lead your life. This is leadership energy here as well. And I do feel like you're being a lot more. You're unlocking your full potential here. This is you having higher standards now. There's a lot more structure and routine. This could represent, again, if you were talking about professional people, whether it's you or somebody else that's coming in, anything that's in around doctor, philosopher, good communicators, lawyer, establishments, or, legal, contractual sort of energy here as well. But I just feel like you're in that place where you are using your wisdom, and you're definitely a lot more methodical about the way you're moving forward. So again, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy coming through here, but it's really getting rid of old beliefs that don't work, moving into a new mindset, making decisions from a learned place, really doing the work, really putting in the time to learn what you need to learn to overcome your obstacles. But it is not looking back, it's looking straight forward. And there is a conquering energy with that Six of Wands here as well. So it's also about, I feel like you're really in a place where you're willing to do the battles that you have to do to conquer and move ahead. I feel like you're moving into a place of whatever the obstacles are, you're just not, there's not a lot of fear and a blockage. It's, how do I figure it out? How do I get past it? Just another moving on, next, next, next. The Six of Wands is an energy of conquering whatever's in front of you, but using your logical mindset as well as doing the research. So every battle that you're facing here in November, December is one of a conquering energy. That's your mindset, I feel, is taking place there, because again, sixes are all about balance, health, harmony, all of that, especially with the temperance card, the four of swords, but definitely still in a place of trying to order things out. But it's triumph over any challenges for sure, and you're using it by wisdom, following your wisdom. But again, you're closer to your goals than you think here, and I feel like it's more a matter of um, you're getting into a place where you are just about to harness something, and even though it's still at the beginning stage of it, it's about to uh, throw you into you like you're going to see where everything is going to fall into place now. I feel like whatever this direction is, once it's set into motion, you're going to just charge through. You're going to be able to move forward in a rapid way. Because again, Six of Wands, it's, charging through, it's having a lot more ambition, it's rising to challenges, it's all of that energy. Sorry. But where again, I think you are right now is just to getting clear, doing the research. That's what the King of Swords is. Doing the research, getting clear, figuring out how you want to move forward, still, still really collecting information is what I would say here. But again, you've just got a lot of things that are about to flourish here, but you're using, again, good judgment. Okay, sorry. Temperance card. This one is coming through as so the other one was your approaching influence, but what is happening with the yeah, this is your talents, your talents, your resources. It's the temperance card. It's your ability to be a Libra. It's your ability to, keep things in order. I feel like you're kind of a career person, really, with the temperance as well as the chariot. Um, Again, I still feel with the temperance energy here, you are an alchemist. You're trying to make something, bringing all the elements together to make something work properly or mix or combine well. But whatever the energy is, mixing and matching to make something happen, it must be done in a balanced, moderate way in the November December period, or at least this is your thinking, I would say, for a lot of you. You can't have success without failure. You have to have, and I don't even want to say the words failure, because really it's obstacle. How do I get over it? So whatever you want to call failure is really, it's really about the ball is in my way. How do I move it? If I'm slowed down, it's not a failure so much as it is a way for me to rise and find the atmosphere, find the direction that I need. How do I get to the next ball? How do I get to the next level? But it is also, there's compromise here with this card. So, not hanging on to things, knowing when to let go of something, surrender to it so that you can, you're not going to live out somebody else's agenda here. This is what I would say. This is you trying to find a way to create that calm atmosphere so that you can build on your next, uh, stepping stone, I guess is what I would say there. So again, this is, elevating, but because we also have that judgment card, so you're elevating your status, I would say, on a level spiritually. I feel like your personal pathway is becoming clear. It's real focused intention, and you're trying to do this in a really balanced, peaceful way. For some of you, this might be going to yoga and then projecting yourself, your goals, while you're meditating, trying to find a practice that allows you to be in a peaceful state, to be able to channel the right energies. But it's still balanced energy, not wasted energy, because you've already done the throw yourself into something with the 10 of Wands and realize that's not what's going to work. So it's now, how do you find the balanced energy with that judgment card? So again, judgment is about stepping up. And of course, there's also a sense that you've been sort of abandoned in some way from people, maybe didn't get what you had hoped from a lot of a situation or situations. So again, you're kind of waking up to that place right now in November to December. There's some kind of hidden truths or knowledge that's coming to you. You're realizing your own path. You're waking up to your path. This is about, those lessons learned the hard way, of course, again, through your conflict. Of course, the Three of Swords is also the card that is around the temperance and the judgment. So it is through all of those hard lessons and the conflict that you are now seeing freedom in that. Freedom freedom from the conflict, freedom from, external conflict, internal conflict, and realizing that, you don't want to stay in a place of pain. You don't want to stay in a place of immobility and constant, it's hard to be in a place of negativity for too long and enjoy that. So I feel like you are taking responsibility for yourself, stopping the blaming, realizing everybody is on their own path. And this is a place of reviewing your life as well with the judgment card and reviewing some of the relationships that you've had. And you're making some big decisions here. And again, I don't feel like you're making big dramatic cuts, here in this month, November, December, but I feel like you're just really taking a look at how you will show up in those relationships and what kind of impact that you want them to have on your life here. Because it's kind of a spiritual crossroads. You're switching belief systems and you are changing directions in your purpose. And again, this is the card of the moon, how others are seeing you. So they might still be, for some of you, this might be that people are still seeing you in a place of illusions and not really, they don't really know what you're uncovering here for yourself. I think that they are still seeing you in a place of a dark space. But I feel that you're just being really mysterious and quiet about how you're moving forward. I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough time to kind of finish this up, guys. So I just wanted to say, if it does cut off, I'll just finish off the video here in the next one. But just wanted to say with the moon card, because I know it kind of cuts out with a live video a little sooner here sometimes. So anyway, again, that moon energy is still at around, working through fears and anxiety. And I think that's how people are really seeing you right now, that you're in a really reflective space. And I do feel that they are not really seeing the strength behind the things that you're working on. So they probably figure that you'll go back to the same person that you used to be, but I feel that you're in a deeper place now. Your spirituality is deepening, with the moon card and so many of the others with the temperance and again the four of swords and the judgment card and the three of swords. You're really in a deeper place. So even though you're fluctuating, probably a little bit moody right now, I do feel like you are working through balance. Okay, so the next card out is hopes and fears. Hopes and fears is the Three of Cups and the Devil, but believe it or not, the Devil was pulled out with the Three of Cups as the hope. So I feel like with that energy here, you see them all there. Okay, so the Three of Cups is I feel like you want to involve other people. I feel like you want to bring things together. You don't want this to be, something that you're doing alone. You want things to grow. Threes are all about abundance and collaboration and connection with friends and, preparing to take action. And I feel like with your goals, I think you want to know that people are there for you and that there's a lot more involvement than maybe what you want. Some emotional satisfaction out of the dream or out of the goal or out of the journey. For sure, this is a time where wounds are healing and all of that too. So I just feel like you're really in a place where you really want to be recognized publicly here as well. Star card as well as that Three of Cups. I feel like you want to be in a place where you're able to move forward in a supported way. So that's kind of, your hopes. And again, with the devil energy, I feel like with the positive energy of the devil, I mean, this is still energy around you want to know that you're able to let go of all of this stuff. Like the devil energy is obstacles, and I feel like you want to know that you can let go and just kind of, maybe this is letting go of a Capricorn energy, I don't know, or a Cancer or something like that. But again, I just feel like with that devil energy that you're just wanting to know that you can release the things that are toxic to you and just move forward. You want to know that you've gotten rid of your bad habits. You want to know that you are, able to give up on indulgences and really commit to something. You want to know that you are getting past inertia. You want to know that you're able to take a more active, not passive role in your life. And you want to know that this is, you are able to get past things that don't give you satisfaction. So this is where your hopes are. And of course, the things that you fear with the Three of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles is still that energy of working together. And again, this is still energy around knowing that you've got the resources that you can upgrade something. I feel like this is a bit of a fear that you won't be able to move something ahead or challenge it in some way. But I feel like, again, with that Three of Pentacles energy, it's still around developmental phase. So I feel like you're just afraid that you might not be able to step up to the challenge here. But you will be. You've got a lot of inner work. Final cards out. Knight of Pentacles, slow moving energy. Definitely practical, strong base. There is nothing you have to worry about here. You're doing all the right things, finishing what you start. It's common sense, persevering. Does fall in around 20 to 35 if it is a person that's coming in to help you on this basis, but it's definitely movement forward with a knight, but it's stable, reliable kind of energy. So I feel like you're really able to be responsible and hardworking and focus on the practical matters. Again, this is making wishes come true through perseverance. But it's setting financial goals, sticking to your actions, sticking to your beliefs, nurturing your projects, and really focusing on the outcome. Two Cups energy here as well. There's advancement for sure with the Two of Cups. You definitely have heartfelt sort of strong emotions. Could be in regards to a partnership here as well. But I do feel with the Two of Cups energy that there's just a strong, significant improvement in how things are moving November to December. So again, I just feel like there's a lot of energy around improvement. And certainly there is balance. I feel like your heart chakra is kind of connected to this card and it's opening up. I feel like you could be in a place where you are settling out those minor disputes, seeing past differences. It's lots of different things that are coming through with that one. So again, you've got a lot of completion in terms of partnerships or more emotional balance in a partnership. Still doing the work with the Knight of Pentacles, but working on things. And again, Knight of Cups still coming through. Lots more energy further out. And again, this will play out probably into January. But there's a lot more friendship or companionship, somebody that you really care about, or strong connections that are coming through here that helping you to feel a lot more complete. I feel like you have just a lot more, again, still a lot of movement here with the knights. So there's actions that are taking place here. Knight of Cups, definitely feeling like there's emotional advancement, emotional focus as well. But I feel like you're really actually taking things to a new kind of experience where you have more compassion. There's more again, more of an approach around your responsibilities intuitively. But I also feel like you have the advice would be really that um, it's time to, it's time to take the path with a heart. That's really what it is. And I think it's Carlos Castaneda that said something along that line. So again, being alert to synchronicities, things day to day that line up is, especially with the twos here, really, really finding balance. Really, really concerned with balance. And again, that two of wands energy is ships coming in. So lots of energy around balance, and there is some action, but again, it's further out. But these sort of fell out together. So again, I just feel like you're still in the process of healing and working through some stuff here, but the wands are definitely about growth, expansion, a lot more energy and developing ideas. All of that sort of falls into that category. But I feel like even with the Two of Wands, I feel like there's, and the threes that were coming through there, I feel like there's people that will want to help you as you move along, but it is kind of a quicker movement towards success, there's quicker advancement or growth in the right direction with the Two of Wands. Working partnerships, things will start to unfold. There'll be a lot more collaboration or cooperation as time goes on here. But right now, it still sort of feels a little, if you're working with small business, still in around the energy, but you're of healing. But like I say, advancement to come. There is movement still in the direction of November, December. You're still making progress. And I don't feel like you see, of course, your outcome here, because the Two of Wands is definitely going to springboard you into huge, you know progress. But again, there's a sense of travel here as well with the Two of Wands, or because it is a ships coming in card, but it's also about travel, or making some changes, moving abroad for some, as they say. But again, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries still coming up here. But I just feel like Yeah, I just feel like you need a little bit of a break here. And that's where that November, December energy is. You're still making progress, you're still doing some steps, practical steps, but you're still at the place of uh opening yourself up to this possibility. But again, with that Knight of Pentacles energy is slow moving progress. It's definitely destined for success with the Two of Wands energy. It's just a matter of time. You just have to keep putting in the work there. But just to just to kind of wrap it up here again, you're working through your illusions, you're trusting your intuition. You're kind of going deep in terms of, whatever vulnerabilities that you had, and you are working your way through those lessons. I think we had, sorry, I'm just trying to find my other cards there with the Four of Swords energy. um, Again, that's still that energy of, kind of working through deep rest and kind of trying to ground yourself again, November to December. There is still movement ahead. You're still taking the steps, but you're still kind of connecting with your soul, connecting with yourself. Kind of a bit of a burnout energy again with that 10 of Wands, but we still have the energy of Page of Wands coming in there too. So, Page of Wands is for sure new sort of energy there, but it's a lot of ideas. It's feeling a lot more optimistic and enthusiastic in the direction you're moving, filled with that spark again. There's a little bit more of a playful energy that you're cultivating there. Again, feels like you're getting some answers here as well. There's but beginning of them, like I say, November energy still feels like healing, but feels like as you move further out here, with that King of Swords energy, because that's what's coming in here. That's where you're headed. So King of Swords energy, really just starting to do some research. You're really kind of it's an intellectual kind of energy. Definitely speaks to communications starting to open up here. A lot more confident, and definitely drawing on your experience. Very level-headed, practical sort of feeling as well. Again, more practical energy coming through with that Knight of Pentacles as well. So lots of feeling of practical energy, but you're overcoming um, whatever obstacles are in your way here this month. So November and December, but really getting clarity. Logical framework is how you're using your resources. I do feel like you are broadening your perspective, and you're really a lot more capable. You might be using the law, you might be using research in terms of, to find that balance, and again, feeling like you're taking more of a moderate approach. You're slowing things down a little bit here this November, December, to kind of make a really strong foundation for yourself ahead of you. But again, there's just a really good energy here of building your foundation in a really strong way. Temperance is, using your intuition, of course, for sure, but you're centering yourself, you're blending things together to make everything work together. So I think that's all of your talents, and really slowing things down so you don't lose control of an element or of an aspect. Again, it's rebalancing, it's compromising, it's sort of blending everything together. It's you're using all harmonizing whatever you feel is useful to you. You're harmonizing those energies together. That is the main message I would say here for the month of November to December. Anyway, that's what I have for you again with the Celtic cross, and keep moving forward, Libra. We will see you in future reads. Have a great day.